Hello, welcome to Social Media Day. I hope you've been following along with some of our posts that we've had going out this morning. We are just going live today to talk about your frequently asked social media questions. So we're actually live on Facebook and on Instagram. So welcome to everybody who's watching. I know a lot of you are going to tune in later. So if you don't watch it live, that's totally fine. On Facebook, we are going to go ahead and post the video right away. And on Instagram, we will get the video out quickly, and then we'll also record it so that we can keep it up there for a while. So if you have any questions, let us know. So checking in on everything here. Okay, so here is one of the biggest questions we get about social media. How is social media going to bring me business? We get this question a lot. We'll go into, sales meetings, or people will come to classes and they're just not sure that it's worth spending the time or the effort or hiring somebody or hiring an agency like us to do their social media. So here are some of the things to keep in mind. Social media gives you brand recognition. You as a shopper or a consumer of services, you go to a website and then you might look at their Facebook page or their Instagram or their LinkedIn. And if you see something professional, you see consistent content, it's just like walking into a store where, there's just not a whole lot there and it's kind of junky. You might not want to buy from that. But on social media, if it's well put together and looks great, it's also a really good place to build a following and a community. So you can use groups, you can use events. And when you do that, you're going to be able to really build up a loyal group of followers who love your product or love your services and are willing to speak out on your behalf. It is a great place for word of mouth, of course. So when these people who love you tend to follow you and want to share about your services or what a great experience they had or how good their dinner was last night, they're going to be salespeople for you. It's just word of mouth, basically, on steroids. So the other thing is ads. So don't discount ads. They really, really work. Ads work great on Facebook and Instagram. You can do ads on LinkedIn. There's so many places and ways that you can do ads. So if you kind of keep that in mind, it might not bring you business, just I do a post and someone calls and, it's my next $100,000 client. Probably not going to happen. It might. But it's going to bring you business from all of those efforts combined and going to funnel traffic to your website and, get you to be able to get people's email addresses and stay in touch with them via blogs and that kind of stuff. All right. This is another huge question we get all the time is, how do you continuously come up with new content? I know it's tough. You're running your business. You're an accountant. You're a chef. You are running a dance studio. You're doing all these things and you're supposed to try to come up with content as well. The best content is content that really speaks to your audience. Think about their pain points. Think about where they worry or they have questions. So they're frequently asked questions. That is the best place to start. You can also think about blogs you've written. You can go back to them time and time again. It's really evergreen content. You can use snippets from a blog or a quote that makes a great infographic or just visual graphic. You can do little videos. You can do live videos. So if you're a dance studio, maybe you can do a live video of a performance or a rehearsal. If you're a chef or you own a restaurant, you can do beautiful pictures of your food, and that can be all the time. Your food is constantly changing. Reviews, so user-generated content. So if somebody posts, I had a great time with this business and I, just really appreciate them being there for me, we will be able to use that information to make more and more different posts. So you can also look at trending topics. So what is the holiday that's coming up? Is there something that's really going on right now that you can kind of get involved with? If there's a parade in your local town and you want to be part of it, you can use that kind of stuff as posts. Talk about where you're going to be, where's your table going to get set up, that kind of stuff. And then just think about your kind of daily efforts. What are the things you do on a daily basis? Maybe talk about your employees, anniversaries, an amazing customer who comes in. There's a lot of places to come up with content. Okay, so once you have this content, you start thinking about it, you kind of want to organize it a little bit. So often the third question we get a lot is, why do I need a strategy? Can't I just basically wing it? Like wake up in the morning and be like, oh, that was a good one. I'll just take a picture and post that on Facebook or Instagram. Sure, you can do that. But having a strategy is really, really effective. So it will help you plan, it will help you prepare, and it's going to help you track what you're doing. So you can go back, a year from now and say, what did I do this month? Maybe you're kind of lost on content and just see what you did. Maybe you can revisit it, reorganize it, something like that. If you wing it, it will get put on the back burner. If your job is not to do social media for your business, your job is anything else, and you think you're going to wing it, it will get put on the back burner. I'm sure many of you agree with me. One of the best ways to do this is to create a content calendar. So you've probably heard this term before. It's basically a planned out approach of the posts that you're going to do by day or by month or by year. We actually offer a free content calendar on our website. We'll put the link in the comments for Facebook, and the link is in the bio. You can get to all of our social links on Instagram. So this content calendar, we actually are launching it. It's been launched, but it starts July 1st, and you'll get 3 months of ideas and things that you can incorporate into pretty much any industry. So if you want to go ahead and download that, it's free. You just log in, give us your email address, we'll send it to you. And then you also get some good information after that too, some sort of helpful tips along the way. So really try to get those thoughts organized. All right. Is it okay to repeat content? This is another question we get a lot. You feel like you have to come up with new content constantly. Yes, you totally can repeat content. One of the best ways to do this is maybe you did a video. Let's take this live video, for instance. Eventually, we're going to repurpose these questions and answer them again, either in snippets, in graphics. We might write a whole blog about it. If one of you chime in with some questions that we didn't even think of, we'll be able to use that content, that would be user-generated content, to repurpose. So we wouldn't necessarily just post this again. Or, if you write a blog, you don't want to just keep posting the same blog over and over and, the same graphic. But posting the same idea and just kind of recreating it in maybe a different format, one time a video, next time an infographic, that is a great way to go. So yes, repeat your content, save yourself some time. All right, so we get asked this a lot too. When is the best time to post? So that answer is you need to figure it out, unfortunately. We can give you suggestions. So one of the things that we do for our clients is we go through and we analyze their page and we see what is the absolute best time. When are their clients and customers typically online? So we can find that out through insights. And then we try to determine when are they most active, when are they actually engaging. So you can do this just very on a surface level, glance back through your past posts, have them going out at different times so you're able to test this, and determine, okay, if I did a post in the evening and I posted a picture, tons of people commented or shared or were engaged in some way. And then I posted one in the morning and not so much. So maybe play with that for a little bit. Post some more in the evening, maybe on a weekday, try a different weekday. Could have just been a fluke, could have been a holiday. So you're going to have to study this over time. But you can just do some simple testing to figure it out. Testing is the most important thing for that. Think about your demographic and the audience you're trying to reach. So if you're trying to reach people who are typically at work in a normal 9 to 5, you might think they're working during that time. So let's think about their break times. Post at lunchtime, post towards the end of the day when they're kind of getting antsy to leave. Those types of things to start out, especially if you have a new page. But if you do have an existing page and you're able to analyze, that's the best way to go. So, which social platform is the best to use? I'm checking comments here. I don't think we've actually, I see some people have joined. Thanks for joining us. I forgot to stop and say that. So yes, if you have questions and comments, definitely post them below. All right, so which social platform is the best to use? Well, right now we are live on both Facebook and Instagram because we know we have a big following on both platforms. We do have some followers on LinkedIn, and as a business, so we are a business to business type business. One of the things that we find is Facebook is really successful for us when we do ads. Facebook is really good across the board for pretty much any business. Instagram is great when we do more the creative visual content stuff. So if you're a business that has food or, you know, art, anything in the arts, performances, or you do pottery, you take pictures, you have pictures of kids clothing that you sell, or just stuff that's really makes beautiful images, Instagram is amazing for you. Service industry, Facebook is really, really good. We find that a lot. The other thing is LinkedIn. It's good for all industries, but it's really good for the decision makers, the people who are going to do the networking, the people who are the sales people and the managers and the ones who are going to connect with the other people in the other industries. So it's really good for business to business, but you want to keep in mind that it's oftentimes when you're networking, not for job searching, when you're networking, you're going to want to have those decision makers, the CEOs, the owners. They're the ones who should be using LinkedIn and connecting with the other people that they want to do business with. Where Facebook, you're really, even if you're a business on there and you typically reach out to other businesses, you want to think about their people. You're still reaching out to actual people. So think about the people that would be hiring you. If you're a hotel and you know you want to be seen by those people who make the hotel reservations and the travel reservations in those businesses. So which social platform is best to use? It depends on your industry, and you may just be able to use them all, but in different ways. If you have to just pick one, that's one thing that we can certainly help you analyze and figure out which would be the best. So it's kind of a non-answer, I know. It's very specific to your industry, but we do get that question a lot. Here's a question that we don't get quite so much anymore, but we do still get. Can't I just use my personal Facebook page to market my business? No. I mean, technically you can. Could you post every single day from your personal page and I'm Vanessa Christopher and I sell ice cream and I have the best ice cream and friend me because I have ice cream and I want to tell you about it? That's why we don't do it. We don't want people to have to friend us that we don't know. And in most businesses, in order to be successful, you're going to have a larger network than just your friends. So you want to try to keep in mind that you want to keep this professional. If you have a business page, you're able to brand it. You're able to do ads. You're able to use insights and statistics. And you're able to use targeting. All of that is super important, and you don't get that kind of stuff if you use your personal page. So if up until this point you've been trying to use your personal page, especially on Facebook or Instagram, to networks, this is a little different for LinkedIn. You do kind of use your personal for LinkedIn. But for Facebook and Instagram, get that business page set up. Make yourself look really legit, and more people will feel comfortable using you, reaching out, especially if you're in a service industry where you come to people's houses. So if you are like a landscaper or a roofer or a plumber or an electrician, you want to make sure that people can have confidence that you are a very trustworthy business. Okay, so we have just a couple more questions, unless anyone else has anything. We haven't seen anything come in yet. All right, will posting more get my page seen by more people? Not necessarily. The number one way to get your page seen by more people is to get more engagement on your page. The way to do that is to post genuine, shareable, interesting content. You want to make sure that you are really speaking to your audience and being really people focused. If every single post that you do says, this is what we do. We sell ice cream. Hey, did you know we sell ice cream? we've got chocolate and vanilla. Did we tell you you sold ice cream? People are going to get bored and they're going to leave. They're not going to engage with your page and you're not going to grow followers. So you want to make sure that you are being answering those FAQs and really being personable and focusing on the audience, because it's not, we've done a blog about this, it's not about you, it's about them. That's why you're there. That's why they come to you. So produce shareable content. It doesn't have to be brand new content all the time. Like we said, repeat, reuse, but be shareable and interesting. That's the best way to get engagement up. And just kind of a technical side note, think about the algorithms. So that's kind of what we're playing to a lot. If somebody clicks a like or a heart or a share, or they will share something to their stories, that's considered positive engagement. And every time that happens, that sends a message to the robots out there in social media land that what you're offering content-wise is interesting and good. So if you can get those likes and you can get those comments and you can get those people engaging with you, that's going to get your page seen more often. And the social media will kind of do the effort for you. Okay, this kind of leads into the next question. How do I find followers if I'm just starting out? And this is, again, something that we see a lot. We work with a lot of startup companies, and we literally create their Facebook page from the ground up. So one of the best things to do is make sure that your social media channels on your website are linked. So if I go to your website and I see a little Facebook icon there, I want to click it and be able to actually go to your Facebook page. We often find that, especially if it's a young new business and you're trying to save money and you might be trying to do it yourself, those little things get missed. And people want to be able to see what you offer, but they want to be able to go and look and see what the community is saying, what your followers are saying. Kind of, you can prove your worth by what you offer there on your social media channels. So make sure those are linked, and people will just naturally start to follow you then. Make sure your channels are branded appropriately as your business, so that when I go there, I know that it's you. I'm not sure, is this that company? I don't know. This doesn't look like the logo they have on their website. They need to match. It just makes you look much more professional, makes you look much more trustworthy, and people will, again, just naturally decide to start following you. Use your hashtags. So make sure, especially on Instagram, and Facebook has a little bit more of a lean towards hashtags now. Use those hashtags. It's going to help group you into all those communities that you want to be connected to. Join groups. So on Facebook, you have the opportunity to join groups. There's also a lot of groups on LinkedIn. You can use those to kind of just get in there. If you're an expert about, we'll just keep using ice cream as the example. If you're an expert about ice cream and you're in a group, like a local group, and people are asking, hey, looking for something fun for the kids to do, for us and the kids to do tonight, comment that you're open, here are your hours, you're brand new, maybe they have never heard of you. You know, just stuff like that. Just get in there, network, and make sure you're social about it. Don't just be, I'm just posting about myself. Make sure that you're in there kind of incorporating, if someone asks a question about another business or other things, you're able to kind of tag on and help other people grow as well. You can kind of grow together. Put your social links in your email signature. So if you have an email that you're sending out to clients, have a little link there to your Facebook or your Instagram or your LinkedIn so that people are able to connect with you that way as well. And the last is just be social as your business in general. I did mention it about with groups, but you want to make sure that you're kind of being out there, comment on other business pages as your business, and you know, shout out some other businesses. Just be a friendly business, and other businesses will usually return the favor, and then you know, more people will just see you, and that's really a great way to grow your following. You can have, if you have a retail or a brick and mortar store, you can have a sign up that says, you know, follow us. You can have it on your business cards. You can say it, you know, if you're doing an ad, you can say follow us on Facebook and Instagram at whatever your handle is. So there's lots of ways to kind of get your social channels out there. You just have to put a little bit of effort into doing it, especially if you're new. All right, so I do have a question from Rebecca Foote. Okay, so my industry is telling us to have a business page, and yes, post on it, but also to post on our personal page. This business page is just to have credibility. Maybe it's because our industry is very personal and they want to deal with people. And in follow up to that, I do get a lot more responses on my personal page than my business page. But yes, if I did any advertising, I would do it from my business page. That's actually a great question, Rebecca, and I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't mention it and I should have. When you have a business page, especially if somebody like you own the business, you are the face of the business, it is really good to share that stuff onto your personal page, and sometimes posting natively on your personal page. So you're not actually sharing the post, you might post the same thing on your personal page, will get you more engagement in general. But again, it's probably just going to get you more engagement with people that you're already connected to. So it's kind of twofold. The business page is going to allow you the opportunity to get connected to those people who are out of your network, who just happen upon your page, who happen upon it from the social media. Your personal page is going to be reminding people that you're already connected to that this is what I do. So I know you share a lot of helpful tips, which is fabulous. And it's really, really good to share that kind of stuff on your personal page as well. So I kind of agree with sort of the standard of your industry, especially with what you do. You know, you just want to make sure that you're not requiring people to be your friend in order to see your posts, which is what some people do if they're just, you click on a link from a website and you have to friend this person that you've never met before. You don't want to do that. The other thing is, especially on Facebook, there are some standards that you're not allowed to do some kind of, like contests from your personal page and that kind of stuff. So you're going to want to have the business page that way as well. Lastly, we have had people call us at different times and say, help, my page got hacked. I can't log into my Facebook page. I forgot my password. I got a divorce and my husband stole my Facebook credentials, or, crazy things happen. So when you have a personal page, you're the only one that has access to that. And if you can't get into it, you can't get into it. You might have to create a new page and start from scratch and all that. If you have a business page, you can have a secondary admin, editor, extra person. And you're welcome. I just saw you say thank you. And so that extra person can still be connected to your business page. So if you get hacked or you lose ability to log into Facebook, those other people, same with Instagram, same with LinkedIn, the other people are still able to access. So the business doesn't go down completely, just your personal page does. So that's kind of another thing too, that you definitely want to have both. And I do understand where some people do feel that on their personal page they get a lot more engagement. You're already personal with those people. But if you make your business page super personal, not personal, but personable, so that people feel willing and able to comment and ask questions and interact with you, then you'll get a lot of engagement on that too. So kind of a twofold answer on that. All right, make sure I didn't miss any others. So I'm going through my questions. I didn't see any come up on Instagram. Okay, so I have one more question that we get a lot. And this kind of goes back to something I mentioned before. And this is, should I be using hashtags when I post on social media? So, you'll have some people who use 8 million and some people who use none. What should you actually be doing? So on Instagram and on Facebook and on LinkedIn, there is a lot of benefits to using hashtags. We're actually doing at 2 p.m. today a VIP chat all about hashtags. You can still sign up for that. It's completely free. It's going to be about a half hour, and I go through the best practices for the various channels of how to use hashtags and kind of why, and maybe some ways that you aren't currently using them. But yes, you should be using them. Again, there's depending on every channel, it's kind of a long answer, which is why we're having a whole chat about it this afternoon. But the most important thing to remember about hashtags is it's lumping you. It's a search tool. So if you put a hashtag and you click it, it becomes a link, and that link goes to a pool of everybody else who's posted and used that hashtag. So it's a great way to find community and groups and like-minded people and to kind of connect with those people. So if your industry is ice cream, like the example we keep using, and you hashtag chocolate ice cream, you're going to get into that pool of everybody who's ever posted about chocolate ice cream with the hashtag. If you do hashtag chocolate ice cream in Carlisle, because you're a Carlisle ice cream place, you're going to come into that a pool, but it's going to be much smaller. And maybe people are actually searching for chocolate ice cream in Carlisle today. So if you've used that, they're able to find you and connect with you. So it's kind of the short answer of hashtags and what they do. There's a million ways to use them, but kind of explains it a little bit more. That's probably the #1 question I get at the social media classes is, what's a hashtag? How do I use it? What do I do with it? And how do I find hashtags to use? How do I know what to use? So we'll cover all of that today at 2 p.m. in the Zoom, and you can still sign up for that. If you can't make it today, but you want the recording, still sign up, because anyone who signed up will get the recording. So, all right. I don't see any other questions. If we missed your question, or if you... Oh, greatest gift of Carlisle. What time is the chat about hashtags? If I can't watch it live, can I watch it later? Yes, I did just answer that. So it's at 2 p.m. today. Just sign up and you'll get the recording. So we'll send the recording probably tomorrow. But that way you'll get all of the information. And it's, I don't know, probably about 20 to 30 minutes. And if people tune in live and have questions, you know, we can talk further about whatever questions you have. But it's not super long, so you'll be able to kind of get the gist of using hashtags and get a better idea of how and when and why and all of that. So yeah, hope you join us. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you have any... Oh, we got another question. Okay. Karen Perky Rohde. Do hashtags help with post reaches? Sorry, I just jumped on. That's okay. I'm glad you caught us right before I left. Yes, hashtags do help with post reaches. So the thing that it does, kind of like I explained a little earlier, is when you show up in that pool, you can be seen by more people. So those people don't need to actually be looking at your page or follow your page and have it show up in their news feed for them to see your post. So if you have a hashtag and someone looks at that hashtag, they'll see all of the businesses, people, public profiles, whatever, that have posted about that hashtag. And again, there's algorithms. You know, if you're a really popular page, you're probably going to show up closer to the top. But that's why we always try to talk about posting broad search hashtags and like local search hashtags in the same thing, especially if you're a local business. So absolutely, yes, they help with your post reach for sure, especially if you're using a good strategy. So one of the things I'd recommend, Karen, is if you can get signed up, like I said, we'll post the link for the hashtag chat. I'll have some more examples and some more tips of how to do that. And if you can't make it live, you'll get the recording then later.
We have another comment on Instagram.
All right, I did see though, what time is the hashtags?
From Elite Exterior.
What did they say? It's not showing.
Do live videos bring more followers or just videos in general? Looking to boost engagement on our page.
You're actually going to see this if you go to our Facebook page. We have a statistic coming up about that. Yes, live videos actually get you more engagement than a regular video. Live videos is probably one of the best ways to do video for social media. I know it's intimidating and oftentimes it's a scary start and you just think, I can't do this. I'm going to be, you know, overwhelmed. Obviously, anyone can do this. So I'm literally sitting here reading from some questions that I typed up, and you know, trying to catch the questions that you guys are posting. So you don't have to have, and our setup is a little bit elaborate because we're trying to do a whole lot, because that's what we do. You can literally take your cell phone, put it on selfie mode, do a quick live video, answer a frequently asked question, or show your latest project, show us a tour of the house that's coming on the market, or a quick cooking tip or video, whatever your industry is, whatever makes sense. The latest unboxing of the shipment that you've got to put out in your store. There's so many ways to do live videos, and it doesn't always have to be the talking head either. You could do a live video of a performance, or a live video of where the camera's not facing you, you're just talking. So maybe it's a walkthrough or a tour and you're actually showing what's out there. So live videos, yes, get so much more engagement. Facebook owns Instagram, so they go together. Facebook and Instagram love them. Algorithm-wise, they love them. So they're going to send people links that say, hey, or notifications, hey, Green Tea's Designs live, a page you follow is live. Somebody else went live. And then we're able to republish this video, so it's going to stay on there. And then we're able to use this content later on as snippets or write a blog, and it just kind of snowballs into a whole bunch of other things. So absolutely use your live videos, because you'll find that you get a lot more engagement from them. Anybody else? Do we have any other questions? Are we good? Do you see any others, Alan?
I think we're good.
If you missed it, I have Alan behind the cameras
Yep.
back there. He's our video producer, and he's helping me do all of this. Again, sometimes it is helpful if you do a live video to have a secondary person who can either notify you when you get lost in your own thoughts that you have questions, or who can also just, you know, chat back and answer. So that's one helpful tip, or even just say, hey, you are out of frame or whatever. So, all right, great. Well, definitely sign up for 2 p.m. for the Zoom chat. We can go over so much more about hashtags when we do that. And if you have any other questions, if you think of something later, come back to the video and make a comment, and we will be sure to get back to you. The one thing I did want to mention is on our website, so gtdesign.co, we're .co. If you go there and you click the tips page, there are tons of helpful, all free tips that you can use to grow your social media presence, to save yourself time when you're posting, or whatever else it is that you need. So if you go there, you can sign up for our tips newsletter, so you'll get emails. And there's also a lot of how-tos. So if you have questions just on like connecting your Facebook and your Instagram pages or things like that, we have a lot of information on there as well. So head on over to our website and sign up for the tips newsletter, so you'll get lots more information similar to this, and much more in depth for each individual topic. All right, so you can see that the tips link just went up on the comments on Facebook, and you can get to it through the bio on Instagram. And we'll be posting a lot of the links later on LinkedIn as well, to be able to connect with us there. All right, thank you so much. Thanks for joining, and thank you so much for your questions. I love hearing what other things you are concerned about. That helps us with our content, and always happy to help. Have a great day.